Hi everyone, it's Kino here. Welcome to day 27 of the Yoga Challenge. Congratulations. I can't believe you made it this far. I can't believe I've made it this far. We're in it together, huh? What do you say? Have you enjoyed the challenge so far? Have you enjoyed practicing yoga? So I hope so. One of the biggest promises of yoga is more peace, more happiness, more joy in your life, health in the body, so you have a happy, healthy body, an open, loving, fulfilled heart, and a peaceful, calm mind that is hopefully filled with a little bit more wisdom. Maybe you're starting to get a hint of what a lifetime of yoga practice is really about from this few days that we've spent on the challenge. Well, remember, I'm here today and every day on the challenge to talk with you about the deeper philosophical lessons of the challenge. Today's yoga challenge lesson is stillness, coming from the Sanskrit Yoga Sutra, which is kind of the foundational, really core teaching of the yoga practice, Yogas Chitta Vritti Nirodha. In Sanskrit, this means yoga is the cessation of the disturbances of the mind, or it could be translated as yoga is the stillness of the mind, or even more simple, yoga is stillness. Nirodha is often translated as stillness. Now, the mind is likened to a deep body of water. And when there are storms that are on the surface of the mind, what ends up happening is that the feeling is not peaceful. You can't peer down to the deepest level down below. Instead, what ends up happening is you just see all the surface storms. Think about the ocean on a really stormy day. I live here in Miami. I love to go and check out the ocean, and it's very, very different. My favorite days are when the sun is shining and there's very little wind and the ocean is clear like glass with not a wave, not a disturbance, the state of Nirodha. I like Nirodha ocean because what's so cool, you can go into the ocean on those beautiful tropical days where there's not a wave in sight and the waters are so still, so you can stand in the water up until your neck and look down and see your toes. Now that is really the coolest thing about the state of Nirodha, the state of stillness. So the mind is just like that. When there are crazy busy storms out in the ocean, then what ends up happening is you can't see down to the bottom of the self within. And this is the same thing again, the mind just like the ocean. You go out and try to jump in the water and go for a swim on those stormy days, even here in beautiful tropical Miami, it's not as pleasurable as when you have that stillness state in the ocean. The yoga practice just like that. Think about your mind, think about your body. You go through your life, you go here, you go there, filled with busyness, filled with thoughts, worries, anxieties. Wake up in the morning, worried about the future, ruminating on the past. Do your yoga practice, and then those waters just still a little bit more. You'll feel that after every practice. Now, what I love about this is this inner metric is not dependent on the yoga pose. So you can actually fail at all of the yoga poses, do them really poorly, like not do a good forward bend, not do a good handstand, not do a good back bend, but you still get that inner benefit of a little bit more stillness, a little bit more peace. And this is a practice that comes from directing the mind away from what's called the default neural mode, when you're thinking about the future and ruminating on the past, worrying about the future, rehashing the past. This is what neuroscience has labeled two centers in the brain that form that beta frequency where the majority of us spend our lives. So when we achieve the state of stillness, the default neural mode is on pause. And we can do that simply by redirecting the mind into the inner experience. And this is what all the yoga poses really do. All the techniques of yoga are designed to bring you into that inner state. So if you want to try some yoga postures, remember omstars.com and you get free access to all the videos of the challenge and our over 2,500 class library, and you can begin your yoga journey. I've designed this challenge to really be like a friend with you so that you have me guiding you into the practice day by day, moment by moment, so you can go that little bit deeper and find the stillness that exists within you. You don't need to be naturally strong, naturally flexible. You don't need to be naturally calm to benefit from yoga. In fact, the more disturbed, anxious, or irritated you are, the more peace you're going to find in the yoga practice. I wasn't naturally calm, patient, or, really able to meditate or do yoga very well when I started. But 20 years later, I would say there's a lot more peace in my life. There's more stillness in my mind. And I know that that can be true for you too. So our reflection point for today begins with contemplating what stillness is. Eckhart Tolle says that stillness can speak to you, and the idea that the sound of silence is a penetrating spiritual state of what you could call union. If you're familiar with the Bible, the Psalms, I can't remember which Psalm it is, but it's a pretty famous one that says, "Be still and know that I am God." And it's the state of stillness that allows you to penetrate into a mystical state of Holy Communion. If you're familiar with the story of the Bhagavad Gita, after the first chapter, the despondency of Arjuna, when the warrior Prince Arjuna looks into the future and recognizes the cost of victory, the very last part of the chapter says that he sits down and becomes still. And it's in the stillness that actually opens the door to the true teaching of yoga. So when you become still, you enter that state, even for a moment of nirodha. The mind turns inward, and there's a sense of humility, of reverence, of kind of dropping down. And that's where I'd like you to begin your reflection point. What is stillness to you? What moments have you been sort of brought into an epiphany-like stillness, where the mystical state of Holy Communion has kind of dropped into your mind, into your heart, maybe also into your soul? Come to a comfortable seated position. Close your eyes. Notice the quality of your breath moving in and out. Notice the quality of your physical body and just tune in how your body feels. Notice the quality of your mind and your emotions. And experience the level of thoughts, of waves that may be on the ocean of your consciousness now. Without trying to stop them, just observe them. And in the state of observation, you are redirecting the mind into the inner state. Another way to describe nirodha is the stillness that comes from redirecting the objects of the senses into the inner world. So when you tune into your body, you feel your body. You tune into your breath, you become present to the breath. You tune into the quality and texture of thought and emotion. This is a call into presence, which is the state of nirodha. Remember, you can do these 3 mindfulness check-ins at any moment that you feel you need to retreat into this inner world, in the stillness of the inner sanctuary. And allow yourself a deeper breath, and you can softly open the eyes. Well, it takes a lifetime of practice to achieve a lasting state of stillness, and you may have just gotten kind of like a taste of what it might be like if you keep practicing, but I hope you feel a palpable shift in your inner atmosphere, even from these few moments that we spend together with the mind directed into the inner realm. So remember, keep joining me for the challenge. We're going to finish out strong. We're on day 27. We go all the way up to day 31. I've got something really special for you planned on the last day for the practice, so really stay with it. You can jump in and out anytime. You can return to these videos for daily inspiration whenever you like. Most importantly, it's about having the inspiration to keep practicing, the faith that it takes in knowing that doing this practice makes your world a better place. Anyone can join the yoga practice. You don't need to be any particular faith or religion. This is a non-dogmatic, non-religious path to the spiritual. It only makes you more connected into what you personally experience as all that is holy and all that is sacred, both within yourself and within the whole world. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. I really hope you keep practicing, you keep that faith and inspiration every day. Namaste.